Good afternoon, family, and welcome back to another episode of GodSpeed, where we provide you a weekly market overview for the Lexus LC500. All right, fam, we got an exciting episode tonight. I'm switching up my intro a bit this week to add a little suspense to the hit list. So tonight we've got two 2018s, one of which has a more unique interior and exterior combo than what we're used to seeing, and the other is a much sought after performance package with some super low miles. And finally, we got an inspiration series with some really nice miles and a really nice price for the year. All right, family, let's get into tonight's episode. But before we do, I greatly appreciate your continued support. Please do subscribe to the channel for us. Let's get into this market review this week. So first up, guys, we've got this beautiful 2018. Guys, this one, let's take a look at the pics on this one. I mean, number one, love this exterior white, obviously. Loving that. Love the fact that this thing looks ultra clean. We even got the Lexus delivery bow on it, but I don't think this one's coming from Lexus. But, you know, I love the ultra white exterior here. This one is a performance package, right? We got the retractable spoiler back here. We've got the carbon fiber top on this bad boy. I mean, this thing looks really clean, right? There's that retractable spoiler. Loving that. Carbon fiber top up here. Love that carbon fiber top. Love those jet fighter tail lights on the back. I mean, again, when Lexus developed this car, when they designed it, I should say, when they designed it, they really thought about something that's going to be classic and long lasting, right? I mean, you know, I've always loved Lexus triple beam headlights, but these are probably some of the best triple beam design on the market, right? Okay, this one's got that beautiful black interior. So it's got the sports seats with the Alcantara inserts, Alcantara headliner, carbon fiber door seals. Loving that. All right, family, let's take a quick look real quick at some deets on this one, okay? So we've got a 2018 here with 10,000 miles. I think that's what we're really talking about here, and I think that's what's going to justify a little bit of this price point, right? You know, I've got a lot of people hitting me up asking, hey, Tony, you know, what's your thought on the direction or the weather for, you know, pricing on these vehicles, right? And here is yet another example of pricing going up. Right now, don't get me wrong, this is 10,000 miles coming in at $69,855. But if you guys recall, man, you know, this past summer, we could have got a 10,000 mile opportunity and you might have been paying somewhere in that, what, 66, 67 price range. I mean, heck, I'll even go up to 68. But not quite 69, right? And heck, I'm seeing them even up into the 70s. Now, a couple more good things about this one, right? We do have a clean title, 0 accidents, and this is a one-owner vehicle, so that's super nice. Coming from Autos of Chicago, so that's a broker in Chicago. They got a 4.3 rating. You know, absolutely check them out. You know, always make sure I do a little extra due diligence, you know, particularly with getting a Carfax. Let me see if this one's gonna, no, this one doesn't give you a Carfax, but like I always tell you guys, if you jump over to some other sites, then you'll probably be able to collect that. Worst case scenario, you should be able to get it directly from these guys. But in the market that we're in today, family, you know, I got to put this one in front of you because I know a lot of you really lean more towards the importance being on the mileage, right? Of course, I'm sure price is always important as well. But for this particular one, right, we've got an opportunity that's absolutely in some of the lowest miles that we've seen, period, on an ultra white exterior 2018, okay? 10,000 miles on that one. The good news is that, you know what? While there's nothing wrong with the touring or the sports package, but this is the performance package. If you guys remember from my package video, right, this thing brings an extra $10,000 worth of value at the time of build, okay? And a lot of it's got to do with those parts that I talked about when we walked through some of the photos. The rest of it's got to do with, you know, some of the the limited slip differential, the rear steering, and all that good stuff, right? So, you know, if you gotta pay $69,855 for a 2018, then a couple things that make it worthwhile is a 10,000 mile vehicle, performance package vehicle, and a one owner vehicle. Okay, so if those check your boxes from what you're looking for in a vehicle, absolutely check these guys out. They're located out in Illinois. Okay, all right, let's check out our next opportunity. Now this one right here, right, got a bit better price point, right, with a few more miles, but not a lot more. But let's look at this bad boy, right? I mean, I just always love these Nightfall Micas, you know, and interestingly enough, you know, you would almost think that this picture is a little bit more fabricated, because the picture here, this car in this color, just kind of insinuates a little bit more of the concept to me. It really looks conceptish with the way the colors bounce off. And I mean, I've seen these Nightfall Micas. I want to say traditionally when I see them though, they're in that Rioja red interior. Okay. I think this is one of the colors right here that, man, you can go either way and have a beautiful combination. But I'm really, really feeling this toasted caramel interior on this beast. I mean, you got the Alcantara on here. If I'm not mistaken, I'm going to confirm, but I think this is a sports package. But I mean, again, just the toasted caramel is definitely a gorgeous color interior on these cars, especially when you add the Alcantara inserts there. You know, family, this one is a sports package. We can tell by the non-carbon fiber door sills right there. So, which means that this one is going to have a glass top. Yep, there it is right there. So you get a little bit of light in the cockpit. But this thing looks pristine, right? You know, a little bit of wear there on that bolstering from the sports seats, right? And you know what? That's potentially going to happen depending on the owner that's sitting in that vehicle, right? If you're not careful, you could fall back into that seat instead of sitting yourself in the middle of it, and that would put some additional wear and tear on that piece right there. Now let's jump back out here and take a look at the specs, right? 2018, 15,505 miles. Like we said, beautiful Nightfall Mica. We've got that toasted caramel interior. Let's see what else we got on this one. This one does have one accident and 2 previous owners, right? Look, I really appreciate the conversation I was able to have in chat with one of the members last week, who actually brought up a very good point, right? Now, you know, depending on what the accident is going to make this conversation valid or absolutely chaotic, right? But if we're talking about something where the airbag's deployed, something that's got heavy damage to it, then guess what, guys? I don't think any of us are saying that that's probably the most beneficial opportunity for you. But when you've got a light damage where, you know, maybe it was a little bitty fender bender, no airbag deployed, and it was repaired accurately, right? The color matched, all that good stuff. You know, these accidents can potentially, for the person who's not in that much of a rush, or who is not like, I just got to have this vehicle, this could present an opportunity for you to really do a little bit of wheeling and dealing with the dealer or the seller for the vehicle, right? And I think this would be a perfect opportunity to do so. 2 previous owners, that's actually not bad at all. But one accident coming in at $67,999, you know, I think what Car Gurus has this thing at a good deal right now. I think a great deal would probably be another $1,500, you know, $2,000 off this car. Let's see who it's actually being. So it's 704 Exotics, right? They're out of Huntsville, North Carolina. They got a 4.7 rating. I mean, you know, let's face it, guys. I think it never hurts to strike up a good discussion and conversation around what you want and what you're willing to pay for it, right? The worst thing that can happen is somebody say, I'm not willing to let it go for that price, or you guys can get into a negotiation, right? Where either way, you know what, they get a vehicle sold and you get the car for potentially less than $67,999, right? But that's exactly what it is, right? I think we've got a gorgeous 2018 Nightfall Mica, some super low miles at 15,000, $67,999. In today's climate is not the worst starting place, right? But with that one accident, I think there's definitely an opportunity for some negotiations here to get that a better price point for you, okay? Also, too, anytime we see an accident, right? Again, I don't put a absolute no on purchasing a vehicle with accident, but what I do is I absolutely make sure that I add some extra securities or mitigations around that. And like I told you guys in the past, right? One's going to be making sure you take a in-depth look at that Carfax report. The second one's going to be, you know what? take it to the Lexus dealership. If I'm not mistaken, it's about two, and I'm not mistaken. I thought it was less. I thought it was like $150 at one point, but now I've actually, found this out firsthand. It's about $250. So I'm not saying it's the cheapest piece of mind, but when you're picking up a $67,000 vehicle, $250 is a drop in the bucket just to have a full understanding of what you're getting into. Okay. All right. So we got that beautiful opportunity. And then last on the market today is this beautiful 2022. I'm going to come back to, well, actually, I'm going to do it while I'm right here. So, I think we've got a tremendous price on this one. Again, guys, considering, I know we've actually seen, if I'm not mistaken, we've seen this car at about $4,000 less into mid and end of the year last year. Okay. But for today's climate, this is the best price that I've seen this year for a 2022, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. And whenever we're talking about this much money, I always like to look at some comps, right? So the only other 2022 that's on the marketplace is this other one here. And if I'm not mistaken, they've actually increased the price on this one. I feel like this one was 95 and they increased the price to 98,812. Okay. Actually, let me just go ahead and see if I can prove that out real quick. Hang tight. Let's look at the price history. Okay. So I'm mistaken. I'm mistaken, period, point blank, on that particular vehicle. So they did actually reduce the price. It's been floating at $100,000 for since January the 12th, and then the price went down by 15 grand. Gosh, they did a tremendous drop on that one. I'm sorry, no. This one only dropped 2,000. I'm thinking about the one I'm about to show you guys tonight. Okay, all right. Either way, guys, we've got a vehicle that's been sitting out there 175 days and it's at 98,000. Now, if we go back to the one that I want to show you tonight, and I did all that to just kind of do a little bit of, quick math on, is this a fair deal or not? Well, Car Gurus helps us understand it's a fair deal. It's not a good deal. It's not a great deal. Okay. But let's talk about it. 2022. You guys know, if you ever listen to any of my previous episodes where I'm reviewing this 22, I rant and rave about it. I'm going to try not to go in as much detail tonight, but I love the wheels, guys. You get the black inserts right here. You get the dark chrome surround right there instead of the bright chrome. You get the black grille, right? You get you get this gorgeous dark rose convertible top. On the back, you get the same. There's that beautiful black grille, right? Keep in mind, traditionally, this car has a dark gray. So the black piece of it is very much an aftermarket approach. Same thing with the eyes here. Black instead of dark gray. Very much an aftermarket approach. The dark chrome that gives a black effect. Very much an aftermarket approach that Lexus has just already done for this vehicle. Black back here, right? Dark chrome up top instead of that bright chrome. And those are the reason I point those things out is because, let's face it, the reason you buy an Inspiration Series is for the unique aspect of the vehicle, right? Well, this 2022 just has so many unique components that if you're not careful and you compare it to a different Inspiration Series, while all of them are unique in their own right, this thing just has a lot more unique aspects than most Inspiration Series, right? Most Inspiration Series have a unique exterior color, a unique interior color. That's it, family. This one right here, lots and lots and lots of little things they've tweaked on it. I love the fact that we've got all the red stitching, and here I am again going over all the details, and I promised I wasn't going to do that. But last piece I'm going to say, right, is that it's got that beautiful clock in the middle that actually has the dark rose in the clock, right? So absolutely love that too. All unique factors when you purchase a vehicle this much money. If a salesperson is doing their job, they should absolutely be selling this bad boy to you and letting you know why it's different than the 2024, standard or sports package that's sitting on the lot, right? Okay, let's take a quick look at the deets, right? So we got 2022 Inspiration Series, family. This one's got 19,000 miles. So, me personally, I'm probably not actually, before I say that, let me see if this is who's offering this for us today. Okay, Audi of South Atlanta. And then I just saw something too here, family. One accident on this bad boy. 2 previous owners, 1 accident. Yeah, I think we got some movement in this price, guys. I think we need to get this needs to be down to about 85 or as close to 85 as possible to make this make sense. You know what I'm saying? And the only reason I'm saying that is because, listen, on an inspiration series, man, you know if you go to sell this bad boy, anything other than perfection on this, they are gonna beat you upside the head on the price that they're gonna give you for it. So you gotta almost take that same approach when you're about to pick up something like this and just listen. I mean, ride everything that could or is potentially questionable about this vehicle in order to make sure that it helps you to reduce the price to absolutely as low as possible. Okay, make sure you do your Carfax. I'm taking this one, definitely taking this one at $88,000. I'm definitely taking to the Lexus dealership because as a part of that accident, I want to know exactly what else happened as a part of the accident. I want to know everything from the guy ate cheeseburgers in this car to the person that hit him was driving a Honda Civic. Right. So definitely do your due diligence on a vehicle like this. But I still think in today's market at $88,995, a beautiful showcase like this right here, we absolutely have an opportunity for the right person who's willing to do the right amount of work to get at it. Okay. All right, family, that is our aftermarket showcase for the week. Fam, that is our episode for the week. I will have all the details of what we discussed tonight in the comments. You guys have a beautiful weekend. Godspeed.